Dogs.com. I introduced Joe just a few minutes ago. We had some technical difficulties, but you guys know how we do things here. We don't have dress rehearsals. We just dress, and we're off. And Joe joins the team the way that I think everyone has joined it, with some kind of tech glitch. I think it's a Pick Dogs tradition. But we welcome Jo Madden, our team here at Pick Dogs. We're excited to have her. I think the thing that before we stopped, I was asking Joe about, we're just looking for something for her to introduce herself, but which she'll do in a second. But I just want to tell everybody that, right out of the gate, and I'm going to repeat this so, it's blue in the face. And, my wife will tell you the same thing, that I'm a repeater. You guys know that because you know me. But, we had her, we could have had, anybody come and do the co-host with me. But I picked Joe because she's not just a woman in the industry. She knows what she's talking about. She's not here to serve up meatballs to, Rod and Brian and say, oh, what do you think of the Boise game? That's not why she's here. The reason that she's here is she's the exact opposite. She's just like us. She's got an opinion, and we want to hear it. We're excited about it. And I think you guys are going to be excited about it too. So, welcome, Joe. We're excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. I'm glad to be out of the forest. You guys, if you would have joined us before we went live, I was sitting in a forest. So happy to be out of that, but excited to be here at Pick Dogs. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have Joe, we have a full setup for her, just like everybody else has, the camera, microphone, all that kind of things ready. Of course, nothing got here in time, and that's fine too, because it's just gonna next week. When you see us on, Joe's gonna be with me on Saturday and Sunday. We're gonna have a different style show. I explained to everybody how we're gonna do it, and basically, instead of our normal format that we've been doing, where it's kind of like we just sit around and go through the games, we're gonna have Joe and I are kind of going to be the co-hosts, and then we're going to have different cappers come in, and they're going to go through a time period of games and just give their picks throughout that time period. And then we'll ask them, hey, what other games, is there any other games that just jump off on the card? Send them on their merry way. This way they get their focus, their time. It's kind of an expanded drive-through. And then from there, we're going to go on. So, and we'll figure out the show as we go, right? I mean, that's what we've always done here. And I think that bringing Joe in, changing the format a little bit for the weekends will keep us a little bit more on focus on the topic. Because, I know I never get sidetracked, and we rarely ever have banter, but maybe we'll have a little less, maybe we'll hit the under on the banter meter for a change. But like I said,
I doubt it. I think we're going to fly way over.
Yeah, I got it. I got a feeling that we're going to fly over on the banter meter as well. It just happens. We always have fun here, and it's not just about picking winners, which is fun. But for us, it's always about, having fun with what we do, because if I'm not going to have fun doing it, I'm probably not going to do it, is the way that it works. But I'm really excited to have Joe here. I can't say it enough. And it was certainly not for lack of effort that she wasn't here sooner, but it doesn't matter when. It matters that she got here. She could tell you, I am not a quitter.
No, you are not a quitter. I love it.
But I told everyone, I've been talking to our audience all week, and I've been saying, we're going to have a different format. We're going to have a new capper here. We're going to have a new person doing these shows with me and with the gang and everything. And they're like, well, what if we don't like the new person? And what if we don't like the new format? And I'm just like, you're going to like her. I didn't even say her. I said, you're going to like them. I promise, so if anyone doesn't like Joe, too bad. She's staying, and make sure you smash the like button on your way out. That's what I got to say. But, so Joe, it's Thursday. It's college football. Everyone knows college football is my game. I love it. I grew up in the stands of the Orange Bowl, sweating like crazy, 120-degree heat. Watching my team get slaughtered on most Saturdays, and then eventually they became good. But I know, you're a football person, and we all love football, right? And it's like Joe, when I was trying to get her to come to the site, she's like texting me from some bar watching games. I'm sorry, I'm watching games with my friends. I can't talk to you.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's down.
It's like
normally my answer to anyone who texts me after, 6 Eastern. It's like, sorry, watching a game,
Sorry.
right?
It's I'll talk to you tomorrow. Not a good time for me. But we have a few games today. We have one that's canceled, and we have some of these other ones. Is there games that jump off the page for you, or you want to just go down the main games here? It's up to you.
You know what?
Your call.
We can do it however you want. Ohio State's my team though. The Buckeyes tonight, they got to lay 14 points. So it's a lot against this Minnesota team. I'm skeptical, just because the public is 77% on Ohio State tonight. That terrifies me for them to cover this 14-point spread.
But 87% of the money with the spread there as well, though, on top of the 77%. And, Ryan Day's done a real nice job since taking over at Ohio State. He's a different type of coach than Urban Meyer is. And, I've been doing the videos for all the games on Saturday and everything. I talk about, Tom Herman, who also comes out of the Urban Meyer line of coaches, and it's the fear factor, is the way that they coach, not the players coach, the one of your friends. But, Ohio State has Oregon next week, and I think that for a lot of people is the issue here is that, are the Buckeyes going to be, looking ahead or just not want to show too much here? Because we know they have a good team. We know, their quarterback makes $1.2 million, right?
Unbelievable, right? Just
crazy.
Coming out. But are they going to come out firing after they lost that last game that they really lost terribly? Are they going to come out with something to prove?
We haven't seen Ryan Day teams not come out focused. What we've seen them do is come out focused and then the second half tail off a little bit. We saw that against Penn State at home. But at the same time, they are clearly the better team here. They clearly have the better athletes. And so Minnesota's a team that's probably hoping for a nice bowl game. Ohio State is hoping for a national championship. And that really is the difference here. So there's two tacks, that Ohio State can go here. Number one is we don't want to show too much. We're going to play it close to the vest and try and control this game and just win. Or we want to just get way ahead, get everybody the hell out of there, move on. I still, I'm with you. I don't necessarily buy into the Minnesota stuff or the money or any of that stuff. To me, it's like I'm a game watcher, and I've seen Ohio State, and we know they're good. And it's for me, it's tough to go against them.
It is. It's so tough to go against them, and I sometimes worry because they are my team, but I feel confident in this. And we have a total of 62.5. Now, I know so many people are on this under. Do you have the stats of what the money's sitting at on the over-under? Because on my Twitter, everyone's telling me it's going to be an under game, and I just think both these teams can move the ball down the field.
Well, 54%. 54% of the bets are on the under. 17% of the money on the under. So it's actually, this one's super inverted. You have 46%, 48%. Well, it's 46% of the bets are on the over, but 83% of the money. So it's the big money coming in on the over. They agree with you, Joe.
Okay, Mitch, I'm wondering if you hit a button. I'm having a really hard time hearing you all of a sudden.
Oh, no.
Or maybe it's me.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you're super faint. I heard 17% of the money is on that under.
Right, 17%.
So it might be the way to go. It might be a low-scoring game. You might be right. Ohio State might keep it close to the chest tonight. This is a game that I'm not going to be betting unless I'm taking Ohio State at -14.
I might know someone that put a little something on Ohio State for this one.
I am not hearing you all at all.
Oh boy. I think it's just the I think it's a setting once again. Or it could be your connection. Well, it's good that we're on this. Testing. Yeah, my outgoing audio is fine, and it's the same on the meter.
Maybe it is on my side. Maybe my mic just fell here.
How about now?
You guys will have it better for Saturday.
Yeah, this is why we do that. This is why we did the test run, and so set for that, and
absolutely. I can just hear you, Mitch. So
okay. I'll just get really close then to the mic.
If you ask me a question and I answer opposite, you guys know why.
I can hit you in the chat with the same questions. So, are there any other games on the schedule that you're looking at here for tonight that you like?
You know what? There is quite a few. I'm liking Huskies tonight with the points. I'm looking at this team, and I don't see it being a blowout by New Mexico. New Mexico, the spread is 25.5 in this matchup. I see it being a tighter game. I see it being an under game. So I'm looking at this one as a good place for these Huskies to be able to keep this game tight. I am looking, because, the total's up at 65 already. I'm not liking that. I think both these teams are going to be able to move the ball down the field, but I don't think this is a game that we're going to see a huge blowout by New Mexico tonight.
So Joe likes Houston Baptist there with the points. So that's one of those off the board games. It's not off the board. They call them the added games. But that's one that we definitely didn't talk about this morning. But New Mexico is one of those teams that, you can't ever really count on them for much. And the whole idea of them laying 25.5 against anyone is always a reach. That's for sure. Anything else out there that you're looking at?
You know what? There are so many games tonight. There are so many good ones. Let's do Bowling Green not to cover that 37-point spread against Tennessee.
I'm on the other side of that one. I'm on Bowling Green here. I just haven't seen. I
actually going to get any points.
I haven't seen anything from Tennessee in 5 years that makes me believe that they can cover 35 points against anybody. It's like, I know Josh Heupel, new head coach there, but he wasn't so great with UCF last year. I don't even know how he got that job. And, we'll have to see. These are tough games. And it's like, that's also one of those games where you got an orange team against an orange team. So who the hell knows what's going to happen there?
Size and speed of Tennessee. And I think, one of these teams has to come out and play better than last season.
Well, that's right? That's why the size and speed of Tennessee is kind of like why I'm not on this game. Right? Because it's like you could see it. It's kind of like the Auburn game on Saturday. And I don't know how far ahead you are, but, Auburn game on Saturday against Akron. I mean, they got everything, right? Against them. But, look how bad that this team's capable of playing in spots. I think,
Absolutely.
We just haven't seen Tennessee do it in recent years. So that's to me is what's concerning on that one.
Yeah, their defense is so. I think their O-line's improved, though. So I'm looking with the new coaching staff for them to be able to come out and do something against this Bowling Green that really got blown out last season. They were 0-5 last season, and they didn't just get blown out by a little. They just got completely obliterated last season. So
they stink. They stink. No doubt about it. They stink. And the brown and orange uniforms. They're not doing anybody any favors there either.
Absolutely. Another dog I'm looking at is the Seahawks or the Skyhawks tonight. I think they have a chance at, plus a 22. They're returning most of their starters. I know returning starters that weren't able to make an impact and didn't do much in the last year really doesn't count. But I think just that gained experience this year will help them there. 0-10 straight up against winning. They just 0-10 straight up, and 5-12 and 1 against the spread. So they're not a great team to back, but I think against Western Kentucky they will have a chance. I think they lose by 20 points tonight. I'm liking that plus 22.
Yeah, Tennessee Martin is one of those teams that playing against a Division I school, an FBS school, certainly nothing that they haven't seen before. They do this every year. They play somebody, and usually they play them pretty tough. We've seen Western Kentucky look sloppy at times last year. Once again, a team that goes through a lot of coaching changes. So, you don't have that continuity, and that's where that usually all comes from. So those of you that are joining us late, we're kind of just doing a little bit of a trial run here. We got 150 people watching. That's pretty good, for an unannounced trial run with not such great sound or tech work going on. But we're just welcoming Jo Madden to our team here at Pick Dogs. We're super excited to have her. She's we're not exactly sure 100% everything that she's going to do going forward, but she is going to be co-hosting with me on the weekends, and she's going to be doing daily lives, podcasts, videos with myself, with the other guys, by herself, all kinds of stuff. Just another person, so it's not just all Mitch all the time. We're going to have everyone all the time, but a lot of Jo as well. So I'm excited about it, and those of you that joined us late, she's not here to serve, meatballs to the guys, she's here to tell her opinion and be a person, It's like, she has an opinion, she has sports knowledge, and, I think when, a lot of other people went with, in this industry have gone in other directions and other ways. And it's like, I always kind of try and do the exact opposite, and I just like people that know what they're talking about. And, you could already hear that, Joe's given picks on these off the board, hole in the wall games that, this is where the value is usually found.
Absolutely. The other thing I was going to say about Western Kentucky and why I like Martin plus the points is Western Kentucky is a lower scoring team. So with a lower scoring game, I really see it, them being able to cover this. And they had defensive struggles last year. So I think we're going to low score, Martin's going to be able to put up some points, but I don't see the Hilltoppers covering this one.
All right. I'm going to put a couple. You talk to me. I'm going to put a couple bucks. I know everyone knows it doesn't take a lot of prodding over here to get me on a game. It's like,
yeah.
I remember, I think the first time I was on the drive-through show, like I was asking like the guest, I was a host back then. I would ask the guest, "Hey, what do you think? Who do you think is going to win the face-off tonight?" And I'm betting it on the side, but we have. So here's the deal. With Joe's mic is that we have all the same exact equipment that I'm using. Joe's gonna have all the same setup. She's obviously not gonna have the same stuff. I don't think Joe's gonna have Fonzie there on her set or whatever, but she can if she wants. But yeah, it's just the logistics of getting all that stuff to her. She's becoming good friends with the delivery people, the FedEx and the UPS and everybody else, and she's going to become a tech expert over the next couple of days. And we're gonna have her by next week when we're doing this for the NFL opening night. She's going to be pretty much all set up. I know that by this weekend she should have at least a couple other things in place. I don't think she'll have everything, but she'll have more stuff. You guys will see it all. I'm not worried. I'm never worried about anything. But a lot of people welcoming you in the comments, and we're just excited to have Jo here with us. One of the games I talked about this morning was the UNLV game against Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington's like a powerhouse in the lower level. They play on the red field, but this one's at UNLV. And so I gave it out this morning on the show. UNLV had opened as a 2.5-point favorite in this thing. I gave it out this morning. UNLV was a 1-point favorite this morning, and now it's moved to Eastern Washington is now -2 in this game. So I don't know if this is one that you have on your radar, but man, it is really heavily moving here. And this is only with so 65% of the bets and 79% of the money here on Eastern Washington. But the line has moved 4.5 points through 0 on this. So definitely one that we'll keep our eyes on. And you'll meet Brian this weekend or sooner, and what will happen is you'll hear all about these money moves, and you'll hear us arguing when I say, I don't believe it this time.
That's crazy movement on this game. And we're looking at two teams that really had a terrible 2020. Like, which one are you leaning on this one?
I like Eastern Washington. I just think that this is their crack at an FBS school, and I think Eastern Washington is a school that you could see in the future of this program moving to FBS at some point. As things expand out, and I think they're going to take them out. But we're getting to the point where maybe it's even too much. And you kind of start saying, maybe I got to go to the other side because too many people agree with me. I like to do the opposite of what everybody else tells me to do.
LV, who the quarterback's going to be tonight? Because I know it's between 3 guys.
Let's see what they say.
We've got Rogers, Martell, and there is one other, Bermfield. I'm drawing a blank on his last name. But I know it's a battle between these 3, and that always makes me want to just not play that team when we're seeing such a battle like that, especially between 3 players.
Yeah, so Tate Martell is not listed on the depth chart for this game. He was recruited by Ohio State, and then he transferred to Miami. And we had huge expectations for him for the Canes, and he came in and he looked actually a little small at QB, and so he never really made it there. He was kind of like a do everything type of guy. And then he's transferred out. So this is his 3rd school, but he's not listed there. But they still haven't really still haven't listed this. Mum is the word, is what they're saying. So that could have something to do with the line movement too. I think that when you have a quarterback, what they call the quarterback situation, right, where it's like, I'm not sure if it's good, like Texas has this year. It's like, you're not really sure. That just means that one guy hasn't put himself it's just so far ahead that you just name him the starter at this point.
Trying to hold off the other defenses for making a scheme for that quarterback when they play drastically different.
So yeah, any other games here you want to go over?
So many good ones on the board. There was a couple of unders I was liking. Just give me 1 second to look at them.
Well, in the meantime, those of you that are joining us late, Joe Madden's here. She's now a member of our team. This is the first time. I've been saying all along I'm going to have a new person, and we're going to have different formatted shows on the weekends, and that we're going to have and this is who it is. So I'm excited. Nobody guessed correctly. 0 people got that right, or we're even close as a matter of fact. But people were complaining. They were like, "No, what if we don't like this person? What if we don't?" I was like, "That's impossible. It's not going to happen."
Well, I hope so. I'm going to do my best for you guys to give you all the winning picks. It wasn't actually, there was one I was leaning on the under, but now I'm not seeing it jump off the page. I think that Bowling Green, I was leaning on that under. The movement on that one was opened at 56 and a half in the Bowling Green game. Went up to 61. So I'm liking that. I think there's value in that number. The small lean on the under with the Citadel Bulldogs and Coastal Carolina. I'm liking the over 55 and a half in that one. I look at Coastal Carolina. They've returned almost all of their offense. They got 38 points per game. Super explosive offense on this one. Their defense only allowed 20 points per game. But I think really Citadel, as long as they can overcome their fumble issues, which is one reason I'm not going to take Coastal Carolina straight up to cover the 33-point spread. But I'm looking at Citadel and Carolina, and when I see if the Bulldogs keep fumbling and Carolina gets some of those takeaways, this game is definitely going to go over. We look at last season, they got 31 times that they fumbled. So I do believe in their rush game. They play a great run game. I think they can add up the points. So I think over 55 and a half is a beautiful number.
Well, Coastal had that fumble return in the final minute against App State to cover the spread last year. Even though they were already up, they could have fallen on the ball like a lot of teams do, but instead scooped and scored, covered the spread for us. It was a great day. I lost my voice for about a week on that one, but we'll hopefully this season I make it.
Yeah, that's the best thing about college football is they're not going to take a knee on that third down when they can get a field goal and just not go for it.
This is a discussion that we'll have over the weekend when the guys are on the show, and we'll get them in the mix and their take on this as well. And these are other topics we can talk on other shows, but there are certain coaches that do take the knee, and there are certain coaches that don't take the knee. And it's like, I hate the guys that take the knee. I'm like known as I hate the knee guys. I hate the guys that play for the field goal instead of going for the touchdown. I think you got to play to win. And it's like, I mean, how many times has the kicker screwed you? It's like, how many times does it have to happen for for you to finally just go for the touchdown? I mean, you're on the 2-yard line anyway. And then you see guys now, even when it's immaterial to the outcome of the game, they still run out of bounds, like Nick Chubb did last year to us in Cleveland. Not that we struggle with letting things go.
But there's so many times they get useless points when we're on the unders too, and it was like, you guys didn't have to do that. Like, why can't you take the knee in this circumstance? So if I only could be in the coach's head and send the messages, it would be a good thing.
Well, once again, we're excited to have Joe here, and this is kind of just a test run through show for us, and we just kind of decided, when someone new comes on, you just have to say to yourself, we're at the edge of the cliff. You got to just jump and go for it. And we just figured we would do it now and do it live, as opposed to try and do it behind the scenes. And then when we push the live button, everything goes. Instead, we hit the live button, everything went to crap for a while, but we got it together. And, Joe's also going to join us in the premium and in the VIP shows as well. So that will start this weekend. And then she'll be on every day in the premium VIP. So that'll be part of your premium and VIP picks. She'll be the fourth capper. It'll be me, Brian, Rod, Joe in that. Not necessarily in that order, but that's the way it will be. And on the premium and VIP, won't be giving out the consensus pick in the premium. You'll get the free consensus report with the VIP membership, though. So instead, you'll get Joe's picks, which are better. Anyways, I think you got it. So Joe doesn't, she doesn't watch our premium VIP, but I always give out the consensus pick, and then 99% of the times I disagree with it. Like me, Brian, Rod, and I, we never agree with the consensus pick. It's it's rare. And it's like when we do, then everyone jumps all over it. When we don't, everyone just bets the other side anyway. So I think we're better off this way. I'd way rather have Joe than the consensus pick anyhow. And I think you guys will too. So I wanted to go about a half hour. We're about at, 27 minutes. Anything else you want to say to our audience? Any, obviously I think on Saturday we'll get a better chance. We'll have more time, obviously to go over, and, you guys will get to know Joe better. And as her equipment comes in, you'll hear her better. You'll see her better, all those things that, that happen. Kind of like with Rod, and Ruffalo and everybody else, not that that worked out too well for all of us, but, somehow we make it. Anyways, Joe, anything else you want to say to our audience, or,
You guys, I'm excited to be here. I am going to help you as best as I can in all of your picks, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So I'm excited. I don't like betting parlays because you're giving so much up to the books, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Every end of season, when we hit week 15, I am throwing a bottle of wine money every week on a parlay. Last year, I hit full 16 teams, planning on doing it this year. So I will keep you guys posted on those.
Well, it's certainly not anything out of the question for our viewers to bet a 15-game parlay, 16-game parlay. And they probably, they would probably bet more if there was more games possible. But thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks Joe for joining us. We're excited to have you here. And like I said, I think with Joe, clearly the best is yet to come. We're really excited. And like I said, we didn't just want someone here to serve meatballs to our capper and say, hey, what's your opinion on the Boise game? And, just whatever. And Joe's certainly not. We don't.
Thank you, Mitch.
Excuse me?
I could even do that voice if I wanted to. So it's a good thing you don't have a deck for that.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great day. Remember, Saturday, Joe Madden with with myself, and we'll have Cappers as guests. It'll be a new format for the show. We're going to be doing it Saturdays and Sundays that way. We'll have other programming with Joe on daily, and then as well, Joe will also be appearing in videos and have her own podcast here on Pick Dogs. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have a great night. Make it a winning night. I'm going to be doing the VIP show shortly, and we'll have that out to you as well. And let's make it a winning night. Awesome college football. Maybe I'll come on halftime of Ohio State, Minnesota, or something. If one of these games are good, I'll come on halftime. You guys know me. I can't stay away.